for many, many years, I tried to find a way to go outside Russian music tradition and perform pieces written by different composers. Suddenly, one man who I respect very much told me, "Oh, you should meet an editor." My reaction was, "Oh, he must be very old." Yes, but it's okay. He's a man who is very, full of life, and he will be happy to come and see you. I say, "Oh, really? How you know it?" "I know it," he said. In a few hours, I was sitting in front of Mr. Duthieu, and we started to talk. So, of course, I was thrilled and honored and very, very curious, of course. I had this idea suddenly that if we take the opportunity and talk the matter like an editor who basically lived with the history of 20th century. He saw it all. And we are not talking to him about Brahms or Rimsky-Korsakov or Tchaikovsky, who lived at the end of 19th century or beginning of 20th century. But you can talk to him about Stravinsky or Ravel or Prokofiev or Debussy for sure, and others, of course, who basically were all important for 20th century musical history. And although Duthieu himself was witnessing many, many historical events in France, outside France, but the sense of being part of historical developments and then being important part of it and being one of the few living legends, that's what attracts me in this case, that he from late 30s until now was able to attend and experience unbelievable number of what now can be called historical occasions, and he remembers. It is very interesting to hear the scores. When you are rehearsing, and what you hear, I think, provokes your imagination even more than if you just look at the score, because it looks quite complicated in the score, but when you hear it, the combination of brass or percussion and strings and some sections whispering very, very quietly, which is normally the case. He's a big master of writing for any section in the orchestra to just do something on the border of inaudible. In the same time, there's this explosive and very sharp sometimes appearances, and which create some kind of sensation that you are always in a way not bothered by, but it's like the flashes of energy, flashes of fantasy, which become a very interesting whole. And when the performance is over, you always keep this strange and very pleasant combination of very mysterious and then very straight in your face, so this brilliant attacks from any part of the orchestra. It's very meticulous, it's very detailed, but what I respect, even if the sonority is very, very complex, difficult, you still cannot fall into kind of disorganized and chaotic behavior. Sometimes modern music is so close to just noise that you can forgive composers, say, "Oh, he just wants to create this kind of catastrophic feeling that it's just that the world is full of, just, we are used to it, because many, many compositions, in the last 40, 50, 60 years provoke this kind of thinking. And whatever you play, it doesn't matter. It actually matters if you take any score of D2, and if you don't play right note, even if it's very, 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 very busy score, and there are thousands of many different elements, it matters what you play. And that's first sign of really good composer, really important composer. For us, it's a step forward with LSO, because after working on Prokofiev symphonies, Shostakovich symphonies, Mahler symphonies, a lot of Stravinsky, I think we will enjoy something quite different. And his experience and his advice, and especially his guidance in what can be described how 20th century was changing the face of classical music, would be very, I think, invaluable.